Hello everyone, Ceri the Crafter here, that's C-E-R-I the Crafter, and I'm here with a bit of a bonus video today actually. Now I recently made a video for a collaboration with RachandBella Crafts where I made this signature page with a tag and a belly band and a flap down journal card and an extra journal card. I will link the original video in the description box below, plus all the information that you need to know about the collaboration that is in the description box of that video, because I don't need to cross-check it over to this one. Now, what I said in that video was I was going to make, use all the scraps. These are the bits that were left over from making that project. And I said I was going to make them into a master board, and then probably cut it up ready for next year's Christmas journals. And that was because I don't want to store all of these pieces in a bag to get damaged or something. I'd rather make them into 12 by 12. A few of you said, Ceri, can you show that process? And can you show how you cut the 12 by 12 up and what you make out of them? So I think, yes, we will. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a 12 by 12. Now I've got a cover of a Stamperia pad here, quite like the background. It could be written on. It's the cover of a 12 by 12 pad. And I thought, right, we'll recycle that and turn that into the 12 by 12 master board. And a master board is basically a large collage that you then cut up. I think what I'm then going to do is I'm going to cut it in half and cut it into 3, so then I'll make large journal cards which will be 3 by 6, and then if I can I'll get a couple of them decorated on screen because I know that's what you guys want to see. So in here are just a whole load of everything that came out of doing that other video. So I'm going to take them out of this plastic container, which is what they were kept in, and we're just going to work our way through. Now I've got to one side, I've got my big guillotine, hence big guillotine. If I need to cut anything, I'm going to cut it on there. Where can I put this though? If I just leave it over there, maybe. I mean, I won't do the cutting on screen, but you will hear the cutting over there. And when it comes to editing, I might even edit those bits out if I need to. I'm going to be using just bits of magazine page to glue upon. And I'm using a Pritt stick, although this is the empty one. So I'm going to start with a new Pritt stick, to be honest with you. There's just a little bit of glue left in this one and it's already falling apart. So no need for you to watch me struggle with that. And I've got a plastic smoother just to smooth stuff down. So it's not going to be a huge make. I don't know how long it's going to take. I'm just going to make it. So I'm just going to take the scraps of the kit that I had left over, and I'm just going to stick them down. Why would you? Oh, look at that. I've got a glue stick that doesn't glue. Oh, I've never had that happen before. Okay, right, we'll have to work out how to repair that. Right, let's put the lid on that one. Note to self, that's a bit of a dippy one. Let's see if I can find another one that actually works. It's going to be a very long video if I can't make it work. There you go, that one works. Right, so I'm just going to glue down. I'm going to stick with squares, rectangles and strips because that's pretty much how the format all of these are already in. I'm going to start in the corners because I always start in the corners. I find getting the corners done and dusted first is a surefire way of me not having a problem later on. It seems ironic that the colour here is almost exactly the same colour there. Not intentional, just happened to be what it is. I certainly didn't do any matchy stuff. I just pulled it out. So I'm just gonna, it's not even worth having these in screen really, I don't think. I'll put them to one side. Maybe you'll see them on the edge of your view as I sort of just grab pieces. I'm trying not to be picky because all of the artwork on these from RachandBella Crafts are actually stunning. So I don't need to worry that anything I put on here is inappropriate or doesn't fit a theme. It all fits a theme and it's all appropriate and it all came from the same kits or same kit. And the description for everything, as I said, is going to be in the description box of the video I originally did this from. Now I'm going to keep things this size to one side because I will probably use them to decorate the journals, because there's lots of these little girls in there and they're great. Right, things like this, I'm just going to chop the top off and use it as one big piece. So even though it was meant to be a journal tag, I'm turning it into a piece of collage material now, just to get this all done and dusted. I've sort of made a vow, if I do any collaborations in the future, when I finish using the kit, I'm always going to turn it into a masterboard. Probably not a freestanding masterboard as this one is, but I do have a 12 by 12 scrapbook that I'm actually planning on using to build 12 by 12 masterboards in. But I thought, as I'm going to immediately cut this one up, why on earth would I make it in a book and then tear it out of the book? And also I have 12 by 12, so I want to recycle or use up, as you've seen with this cover here. So let's just get that lined up on there. So I tend to start with the corners, because then at least I know that much of it is done. It's all blending in together, really, isn't it? I will have strips and stuff. So once I've done the corners, my next thing is normally the edges, just to finish off the edges, because I don't know, it's the one bit that if I'm doing a collage, can you see that? You don't need to see me gluing really anyway. If I'm doing a collage and I've got very thin pieces on the edge of my masterboard, then what you find is those are the pieces that are likely to peel off on you. I wonder whether that little bit will go in there. It won't. Let's see if I can just find something that would sit in there. Now, I don't really want things overlapping, but that doesn't mean I will avoid them overlapping. It's going to get really messy, isn't it? We have stuff all over the place, right? It's another one of those girls. There's another piece of that. Let's take the top off that. Now, I'm using a kit by RachandBella Crafts. You could use the same techniques for any digital kit that's basically pre-printed stuff. I mean, just because it's printed as a pocket or a belly band or a tag doesn't mean it has to be. Absolutely doesn't mean it has to be. Why am I not tearing my edges? Sometimes I do. I prefer not to, because my mind likes to see things in straight lines. So, but that's just a personal choice, right? How much do I need of this? Right, just under that. So I think I'll keep this a little bit so it can be elements. There you go, that'll fit in there nicely. Let's just find a bit to glue that on. I'm a great lover in doing masterboards. Masterboards are a great way to quickly create a background that you can then turn into ephemera. And because you're doing a masterboard, you end up with a lot of ephemera from one masterboard. Depending on how you cut it, we're going to end up with 6 pieces here, but you could easily make more than 6. Right, that'll do. That will go on a piece. Excuse me. I've just had a cup of coffee and it seems to have got stuck in my throat somehow. I use creamer, and I don't normally use creamer, and I think it was just, I don't know, creamer's different to milk. So pull that in there. Now what I like to do also is I do my best to line all the edges up, but if there's areas where, or there's a little bit there where they do go over, I'll just trim the edges just before I actually cut it up into the journal cards. And that way I know that all of the edges are at least clean cut. So I've got a strip down there. I wonder whether I've got, oh, that's almost. Let's see what else is in here. Right, that's got a bit of a mystery about it. Let's take that top bit off. Let's take this and stick this down somewhere. So if I'm using larger pieces, obviously the process is going to go quicker than if I was using smaller pieces. If I'm using beautiful collage pages to start with, my feeling is, why do I need to cut them up to make another collage? So I like to basically just keep working with what I've got. And as you can see, it does happen to come together quite quickly. Right, he's quite cute. Do I want him on there somewhere? Yes, I might do. Let's just pop him now. I'm going to put him on but I'm trying to be aware that this is going to be cut through the middle, so he either needs to be top or bottom, or else he's going to get sliced through the middle. And so I'm cutting into 3 lots. I need to be aware of where he would fit. So I think if he goes there, that'll probably, actually, if I put him on that edge, he's less likely to get sliced and diced, which is not something I want to do. Don't want to be slicing animals or angels or birds or cupids or even Santa Claus into pieces. That's not my want in life. So let's just stick that down there. Right, so pretty much the bottom bit is done. Let's fold it over before I stick something on top of a gluey surface. So I've got there. It's quite hard to see actually because all of the colours are pretty much similar. There's another one of those girls. Right, there's a piece there. Let's take the top off and stick. Oh, that's Santa. I'm going to have to cut Santa in half if I do that. Let's not do that. Let's put him to one side. Being a little bit Santa safe here. Let's cut this one about there, I think. Let's save the gingerbread angel. So I think she will go quite nicely up there. So yes, master boards have been around for a very long time. And those who do a lot of journaling and ephemera making very much enjoy using them. Well, that's a generalization actually. The creators I know enjoy using them. I know I certainly do. Right, I've got a thin strip down there, but I've got an idea for that because normally in my collage I use washi. I'm not going to use washi, but what I am going to do is I'm going to cut this into strips and use it as if it was washi. So I've also got these fussy cut elements, which I think are definitely going to feature on some of the cards. Right, so I've got, let's cut that off at the top of the bauble. So a little bit about the collab that I was part of. If you haven't already seen it, I would say pop over and have a watch. It was a fabulous collaboration. There were, gosh, I've forgotten already. There were 62 videos launched in the month of November to support the collaboration. Is it 62? It was 62 videos, yes. And that's a lot of hours of viewing. Some very, very lovely, brilliant ideas were put out. And what happened was two collaborators launched videos per day. You could be in contact with the other person, not in contact with them. Basically, you were just making stuff. Let's trim that. Basically, you made stuff and it got posted on the same day as your collaborator. I believe my collaborator was someone either in Malaysia or the Philippines, or I think his name was Davao, D-A-V-A-O. It's all listed in the description box of the original video anyway. There are links to absolutely every single person who is in the collaboration. There was links to their YouTube channels. I would say go across and watch it because lots and lots of wonderful ideas. I haven't been able to see all of them myself because 62 videos is a big amount of videos to watch in one sitting. I think if I put that across there, that would please me because it would calm down the middle. Although, yeah, I think that would be all right. I need a longer piece to glue that on. Now, the reason I'm not hugely worried about the background, because as you can see, I'm setting pieces aside to actually make a foreground. I'll pull that down to there. That will sit nicely in there. Right, it's a little close to that, but that's okay because, as I said, I've got like washi type strips I'm going to put into these. Right, so as I said, I'm finding it a bit tricky as to where things can go on here now. I've got this little bit here. Actually, let's trim that down. Hopefully that was the right size. I kind of just made that one up. That will work. So it's already, what is it? Is it December yet? It is December. Can't remember what day in December it is. That's how, well, when I'm filming this, it's still November. So that's probably why, because I haven't actually decided on the launch date for this video yet. Right, that's quite a cute little piece, isn't it? Does that fit in there? Or does it? I kind of want it this way up because that's at the top. Actually, that would work there. There you go. Just those little elements I cut when I fussy cut this. So have I got anything else that'll fit down there? I really loved this colour scheme. I wouldn't have put that together for Christmas, but I really did like that colour scheme. Let's see where I can cut that off. Right. It should fit in there. That works for me. Now, I don't usually overlap pieces. However, in this, because the background papers, the cover of that 12 by 12 pad is not the thickest in the world. And also, the pieces I'm gluing on are made with copier paper. Well, it's a slightly thicker copier paper. It's presentation paper. So it's not going to be an overall bulky thing, is what I'm trying to get at. Right, I need something that can go sideways in there, I think. And I think, is that too much next to that? I think it might be. Right, let's see if I can find something with a little bit of, that's up and down. Wouldn't mind that. I don't mind that, actually. Let's take a little bit of that off. I think that will fit in there relatively nicely. Now, we're not going to see the real backgrounds until obviously we've cut this up, and then we can make some decisions as to what goes where and why and all of that lot, which is one of the fun bits. Right, so I've got a thin strip there that I need to cover. That's fine, I've got that washi I'm going to do. Thin bit there, that needs a little bit there, a little bit there. And I think that's pretty much it. So let's see if I can find a piece for there. Actually, I wonder whether one of those will fit in there. Let's put that there. That's a little bit of a miniature book cover. I'll pop that on there. Then that little strip will just get covered with decorative trim, let's call it that. Right, I thought I saw something that was a sideways piece that could go there. I wonder whether that could. Oh, that's a bit short. Now, I'm obviously going to have pieces left over at the end of this process. It's just part of doing it, but I'm okay with that. I don't mind that going all the way across there. Right, let's fold this in half because it's already sticky on me. And then we will put the scraps by and pull out the other piece to actually cut into trim-like stuff. Or I don't like using the word washi, but if I do, everyone seems to know what I'm talking about. So washi style trim, let's call it that, shall we? So it's all finished, it's all covered. There's a little bit there, a little bit there, and a little bit there that are not, but we're on to the next stage anyway. Right, let's just push these over to one side, actually. All right, we'll spend all my time trying to work it out. Now, I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut this into strips about the width of my normal washi. My normal washi is about 15 millimeters. So what's that? I can't do that into inches. It's on just past half an inch. So there you go. I've just cut it into the 15 millimeter strips. I'm going to turn it this way because it'll be easier for me to add it. Just a little bit longer than that. So I'm just going to use the scissors to cut these Good grief, we don't need to hear the trimmer going all the time. Well, the guillotine. Although I probably will have edited it out, to be honest with you. Because, as I said, it's just something in the background. You know what a trimmer or a guillotine looks like and sounds like. But it's extra minutes you have to sit there waiting for me to do something, when actually you don't need to sit there waiting for me to do something. Let's just slip that down there. And where was the other bit? There was a bit here. Where's that bit I just cut off? That'll work nicely in there. So you don't have to have washi, guys. You can just cut strips of paper to use as decorative pieces, which is exactly what I'm doing here. Sorry, that was a bit of a loud bang, wasn't it? There's another strip there. A bit of a fold so I know where the end is. And what I'll do is I will keep the rest of these pieces of trim, if we want to call them that, for while I'm decorating, because it could be that I need extra pieces. So there you go. So that's our masterboard made. So that's the 12 by 12 that got recycled into this. Now what I want to do is first of all get that out of the way, or I'll stick myself to something. The lid back on the glue. Give my fingers a little bit of a wipe so I'm not sticky all over the place. Right, I'm going to take a chance and cut this now. Now normally I would wait for it to fully dry. However, I know that's probably not going to happen here. So I can look on the other side, see if there's any bits sticking out that I really need to trim. Pretty much only this one edge, so let's just give this a little bit of a haircut. Doesn't need to be a lot, just a little bit. I mean, it's just the thinnest bit where they were sticking over. Right, so I'm going to cut this looking at it. Normally I cut it up the other way, but I want to make sure that I'm cutting in the right place. So let's go to 6 inches, which is there. And I said 4, 8, 12, didn't I? 4 inches, right. So 4 inches. Why does that not feel straight? 4 inches. 4 inches. This is where we find whether I'm going to hack a piece off the reindeer or not. Hopefully I've got my math right, and I don't. But if I'm close to doing it, I can always alter the width of my journal card because it's my journal card. Actually, I did fine. I clipped the edge of his ear, but he still looks fine there. So, right, that gives me my journal cards. I'm just going to clip the corners. I've got a round punch here. I'm just going to come in, hopefully, do it from the other side. Maybe it'll work better. Is when things are wet with glue, sometimes they don't really want to cut. And this is quite an old corner rounder. I probably need to replace this one, to be honest. It can be a little bit on the temperamental side, let's say that. And hopefully it didn't hear me say that, or it might play up now just because I said it. Sorry, I know this is probably a boring process to watch, but in the time it takes me to cut these corners, if I was to pause the video, cut them and put them back on again, it pretty much wouldn't be worth it. And it's only 6 of them. It's not like I'm doing the whole 25 pieces of ephemera. Now, my aim for doing this is to do a kind of mass make, to quickly use up some scraps. I haven't used up all my scraps. I've probably got enough there for at least another 2 or 3 masterboards. But you know, this is just some of them out of the way. Some of them have been cleared off my plate now. It could be when I'm off screen, I do another video, I do another masterboard for myself, but this is what we've got. So that's 1, that's 2, 3, that one looks pretty enough on its own, to be honest. 4, that looks a bit busy. I'd like a calmer focal point. That's 5. And that's our little reindeer one. So let's see whether I can find pieces now that I want to put on here. Now, where's that one that I said? Was it the first one? This one. I have a feeling I'd quite like to put something like that there. Actually, that's quite nice as well, isn't it? Like, let's put that up by there, because it could be that's what I want to put on there. I think if I put that on there and put something down there, I'm just grabbing the first elements as I go along here. Right, I loved these. These came in the ephemera kit, and I absolutely loved these were beautiful. I don't know where Rachel got the images of the children from, but they were stunning. I wonder whether she went on there, and that went on a bit of a jaunty angle. It's going to cut into her head, isn't it? I could always clip the tabs off that. Oh, actually, let's have a thought. Let's move her up and move the bow down. No, it's one or the other. I think it's going to have to be the bow, because I like the bow up there. No, maybe she's just going into something else, right? Mr. Christmas. Mr. Christmas, what am I talking about? Father Christmas. Don't think I want Father Christmas on there. Right, where are these girls that I've been raving on about? Right, you can go in there, right. So they're going to have to be trimmed down ever so slightly, because that's almost as big as a tag. So I'm just going to take the top of this off. Right, let's put that one to one side, because I think that may be where we're going with that one. So I've got 3 left. Oh, I wonder. No. Right. She's rather lovely as well. I like the way she's got the numbers. The numbers are on there, but if I put her on there, I cover up all the numbers. I don't mind that, actually. Let's give her a bit of a trim. Yes, I think she'll go on there. Now, all the little bits I'm cutting off with the trimmer, the guillotine, will obviously go into the box for future. So I don't mind him on there. So you can't really see what I'm doing to one side, can you? I'm trying to pick out something that's going to stand out. I quite liked her, didn't I? I don't mind that. Ooh, do I like that one better though? No, it's the same as that one. Are you in shot? Ooh, barely in shot. I don't mind putting that down there, and I don't mind leaving a tag shape. I think I want to cut this into... No, I don't want to use that one at all. It's a 25. Maybe I'll cut the Christmas off. Right, there can be a 25 on one of these. Should I put it up there? It's in keeping. No, that's too much. Let's put that by there. The trouble is, they're so beautiful. Do I really want to put anything on them in the first place? That's my conundrum here, guys. I do think how... Oh, I loved this. When I was doing this, I loved this. I don't know what it is about this. I just really, really like it. I wonder if she goes on there, and that goes on there, and then I need something down by there. Right, just flicking through stuff, guys, just flicking through to see if anything is leaping out at me. Now, apparently, there were freebies, and in the freebies, there were sentiments. I didn't download those. Stupid me, but I didn't. Right, that's not going to work. It says druggist. Then maybe that's fallen in from somewhere else. I wonder, can I fussy cut that? Will you bear with me while I quickly fussy cut this? It will be a quick fussy cut as well, because I'm not good at fussy cutting. And once I fussy cut it, I may not like it anyway. I'm just trying to find some sort of sentiment to put on the end, bottom of that tag, journal card, sorry. once I've inked around the edges of this, it may make a bit of a difference. Possibly. Let's just keep on looking through the ephemera and see if anything else really jumps out at me. And don't forget, I've still got some of those strips left if I think the strips need to be in. Now, I did like, where is it? Come here, you. I really loved that. Is that too much, do you think? Maybe it is too much. Ooh, decisions. Right, I wonder if I take that off there, put that on there, and put that up there. I like the green with green, so let's leave that as it is. So we've now got this. It's very busy. That's very, very busy. Do I want to back it with something? Not really. Actually, that's got a gingerbread on it. No, that's too samey. Oh, that was cute, wasn't it? Let's put that on there. Right, okay, I'm going to ink the edges of stuff and glue stuff down. I'm just using Distress Photoshop just to go around the edges of the pieces I'm putting on there. I'm doing this purely because it literally frames everything out. So bear with me. So, and this will just cover up my fussy cutting. It will blend that edge in quite nicely. Thank you very much. I'm not going to do that because it's already ornate enough. I don't think it needs framing out. And also I'd probably end up ripping it if I did it. I know what sort of day I'm having. I could be very clumsy today. Same with the flowers. I'm not going to do those. Now, I'm using Vintage Photo here. You could use whatever colour you chose. You could choose to do this in green. You could choose to do it in red. If you had a gold marker, you could go around and put a gold edge on things. I'm going to go around this because it originally had a brown edge, and my wayward scissors sort of sliced the brown edge off some of it. That needs us something, doesn't it? So these will just go into my ephemera box, and they'll sit there probably until next Christmas, to be honest with you, because I've now done with Christmas. Not done with Christmas, but you know what I mean. I have finished my Christmas makes for the year. So let's just start putting you down, my little beauty. And I'm not thinking I'm finished with these just yet. I think there's a good chance I'm going to want to stick another piece of something on somewhere. Because some of these might need a label or something. Right, she looks nice on there. Let's put that to one side. Bring you in. Right, you had a lump of something in you. What was it? There was a lump and it nearly tore my paper. So let's go through here. Let's go about there on this. I think that will work. Let's pull you in. So once everything's cut, it doesn't take long to do this sort of stuff. It's a great way to kill scraps, as in making masterboards is a really fast way to eat up your scraps, but be aware that it may not eat up as many scraps as you think it's going to until you've done them all, to be honest, because a masterboard is deceptive. It does take quite a few scraps, but it doesn't take as many as you think it's going to take, if that makes sense. But I do like a masterboard, me. Right, that can go there. Let's take that under there. I want to stick it down. Now, you could come in, you could put lace behind stuff, you could put book page behind stuff. I'm basically trying to just use what came in the kit. My aim is to use up pieces. Is that straight? It doesn't look straight. Straighter now. That's another one. Right, Santa baby. Let's get you stuck on here, hopefully without deforming you in any way. I like you over here. That covers the ear of the unfortunate deer that got ever so slightly maimed. Right, here we go. Let's see how many leaves I can rip off this little bow. I'm going to be careful. It's probably going to eat into my glue stick. If I have any tip whatsoever, if you've got anything that's got a really frilly or filigree edge, if you glue from the inside to the outside, you've got more of a chance of not destroying it. And thank goodness for once I didn't destroy it. We're having a good day, people. We're having a good day. And down to the very last one. Let's get these on. Again, I'm going to go from the center outwards with these things I've got the flowers and leaves on. Oops. My aim is not to destroy the artwork, but to create with it. I just need to put the 25 on here. Right, let's have a little look at what we've done so far and see whether I think anything needs anything else, which actually I think they probably do need a touch of something. Why aren't you stuck down? There you go, stay down. There you go, so it's 1, 2. Now, if I had sentiments or labels or words, I would put some on here, but to be honest with you, I'm uploading something at the moment, so I can't even get to my computer to download something. So that's how they look at the moment. I don't think there were any sentiments or words that I could lift off any of the other bits of ephemera. So just going through stuff, just seeing what we've got left to play with. I know I've got small elements and those can be incorporated. I just need to find them at the moment. They're bound to be at the bottom of this pile. Like, there you go. It says Merry Mass, but we know it says Christmas. And that's actually quite cute. I know I really wanted that there, but I'm liking that better. Let's just put this on there. It also lightens the tag up, journal card up, because it gives it a bit of contrast to play with. I'm going to have to re-clip that corner in a bit. I need to remember to do that afterwards. So the ones I think are done is I don't think I want to add anything extra to this one. I think once I've inked around the edges, that will be okay. This one kind of has this area that's bothering me. I think this one is majorly done. I'd like to stick something there, even if it's one of those little snow globes, because I cut out snow globes, I just haven't found them yet. I think this one is done. This one might have something there. I don't mind that one as it is, actually. Let's see if I can find any of those snow globes. Oh, there you go, right on the top. Right, which was the one I said needed a snow globe. See, it's got a deer on it, and that is a deer in a snow globe, but they're on the same side. I couldn't live with that. That might look okay there, because it's got a tree and a tree. Let's do that. Let's just give this a bit of an edge. Sorry, I feel like I'm rushing these, and I don't mean to be rushing. It's just been a busy day, and I think I've been hurtling through filming and editing and uploading today. And possibly I drank one too many cups of coffee. I might admit to that. So is that straight? It is now. Right, so that one's done. So I've got these two here. Now, if I didn't have this join here, I'd probably be okay with that one. But I'm sure somewhere in, oh, look at that. I didn't know that present was there. I would have used that on something. Oh, I probably would have used it on. I wonder whether I can get that off. Ooh. Right, come from the other side. I might be able to save this. Yes, modifying my plan, guys, modifying my plan. Why did I choose this over that? Purely because I felt this was more beautiful. I felt this was more fitting. Because I would expect to see the nutcrackers around a Christmas tree. A present would be under a Christmas tree. If you need any sort of explanation from me at all, that would be it. So, right, where am I up to? So, we're still looking for a little something for that one. Now, as I said, I know there's little things in here. Like, there's little things like this. Let's sit that there a second. I'm not sure we're marrying that, but let's sit that there a second. That's too big. Oh, wonder what I trim it out. No, two people next to each other. Don't feel that works for me. Oh, there's a smaller snow globe. I wish I'd have known about that one. I would have put it on the other one instead. That's quite cute. Actually, that would be quite nice there, wouldn't it? It'd be family. Wonder whether this is glued down. Talk about peeling things up, Griffiths. If I rip it, I can always stick the thing over the top of it. Ooh, that was a bit of luck. Right, let's see if I can stick this down and then put the tails over the top of it. I don't recommend doing that, by the way, guys. That was just me risking it. I wouldn't recommend sticking something down then trying to peel it up again, because a lot of the time you pay the penalty for that one, which means you normally tear something. So let's put that on there. There you go. I'm happier with that. That gives it enough on there. You could put a word there, but I'm okay with that space, I think. Right, am I okay with her there? I think I'm going to be okay with that there. Let's just put an edge on this, because I'd like to be able to finish all 6 of these and get it all done in under an hour. And we're kind of on target for that, so happy about that. Right, I want to line this up with this here. Right, I think those are pretty much done. I do remember one of them needs to be reclipped, which I believe is this one. Where's that rounding punch gone? There you go. Right, now let's think about edging these. We could do vintage photo, because I normally do vintage photo. I could, however, do other things, really, couldn't I? What do I want to do instead? I could do a gold mark around the edge of them. Let's do some with ink and some with gold marker. So let's put this one on here, because I know the vintage photo will show up really lovely against this white that's hanging over. So it just had to be done. Oh, there's another little bit there, that little bit of a leaf. Now, I don't believe I've done a lot, okay? The reason some of these look really lovely, so I'm trying to choose the ones I want to put the gold around. The reason these look lovely is because of the quality of the artwork to start with. And that will be down to the creativity of Rachel at RachandBella Crafts. Craft, not craft. Or is it crafts? I don't know whether it's craft or crafts. Now, the backs you can write on. Why's that stuck to my finger? Right, let's leave those 3 as putting the gold on. So bear with me. I just need to go and find a gold marker, and I know where it is. I just need to pull it out. Now, by a gold marker, I just mean I've got a Posca pen that's gold. So I'll check that my Posca pen is loaded, which it is. Now, all I'm doing, and you've got to be a little careful with this, is I'm going to rest it on the edge of the card and run it along the edge of the card. It works better if your cards are dry. Actually, I think I'm not going to succeed with this, am I? Because my cards are still wet. Yeah, I think we're going to have to go to ink. But anyway, just know that sometimes, not sometimes, if your card is dry, because I've still got glue on the edges of these, you can run around it with a marker. If you've got a chisel tip, a pen with a wedge shape, it works easier as well. I think we're just going to go ahead and ink those guys, because I obviously struggled with that because my card and my glue are all still wet. Probably now going to have bits of gold Posca into my ink pad. We shan't worry about that. I wonder whether I've got some colour, blank labels somewhere. I do stamp my own labels. I'm wondering whether I've got some blank labels that might work on these. I am not 100% certain. I do have blank labels. I'm not sure I want to put them on there though. They look a bit dramatic. Let's not do that. Right, I think we're going to call these done. Now, when I come to make the journal I'm going to put them in or use them in, I can always decorate them further. So let's have a little bit of a quick look at what we've done. And we've done it in, what, 50 minutes, if that. So there's number 1. Number 2, or 25 as it insists on being. Number 3, I love those girls. They are absolutely beautiful in the artwork here. Love the toy soldiers. Toy soldiers feel like they need something. Not sure what it is. Another one of those beautiful little girls. And another one. This toy soldiers needs something. What could it need? It needs something here. That's what I'm looking at, and I just can't figure out what it is it needs. Just a little something down there. You know, maybe just leave it. Yeah, this is a habit of mine. I will procrastinate, stick something down and find it's the wrong thing. That would have been clever if it had been long enough. Anyway, I think we're going to call that done, guys. That was just a really, really fast make using up scraps. As I said, I am very likely to go back in and use the rest of these scraps in my 12 by 12 masterboard book, but that'll just show you how I've quickly taken a recycled cover of a 12 by 12 pad. I've used the scraps from the kit. I've just used some of the elements that were already in the kit on there, and we've got some fodder here. Fodder, what a horrible word. Some ephemera here for future journals. So hopefully you enjoyed that. As I said, bit of a bonus video. I will link the other video within it so you can actually go back through to the original to see it. Within that description box are all the other links you need, and enjoy. I do recommend go and have a look at the kit, go and have a look at the other videos. There's some really, really talented YouTubers who made the videos, and each of them has something to offer. And just sit down with a couple of chalky biscuits, a couple of cups of tea, and watch your way through all of them. You'll have great fun. So, I'm Ceri the Crafter. That's Ceri the Crafter. Until next time, bye-bye now.